ahead and get started. Questions on the homework?
15.
Oh, 15? Oh. I thought you were still trying to guess the day. I'm like, no, we're past that, Rachel. The 15th. Let's see. Use a quadratic formula to find the zeros. That's probably not your question, is it? What did you get for the zeros when you did the quadratic? 5/3 and -3/4. Okay. Let me get caught up with you then. Program. -12, 11, and 15. Yeah, 3/4 and what'd you say? -3/4 and you said 5/3? All right. So that's part A. That makes equal to 0. Now remember we talked about factoring this. If you're going to factor this equation, first of all I would take the negative out. You have 12x squared minus 11x minus 15. And then you would factor it from there, if you wanted to, 4x plus 3 and 3x minus 5. That should factor based off the roots. All right. B, find the maximum or minimum value of y, or f of x. Well, if you look at the equation as is, the x-coordinate is going to be opposite of b over 2 times a. That's the x-coordinate. So the y-coordinate would be that function value. Oh, is it going to be a maximum or a minimum on 15? It's going to be a maximum because a is negative. So if a is negative, that gives you a max. It opens down. So I'm going to put -11/24 in for x. And I'll probably just do it like this. Clear? Was that your question? How to find it? So I'll do -12x squared plus 11x plus 15. I'll see if I can fractionalize that. I should be able to. 841/48. Is that even more close?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh.
That's the answer.
How do you do that?
I put 11/24 in for x. And then I typed in -12x squared plus 11x plus 15 and fractionalized it. STO, store, it's the second from the left on the bottom, I believe. Or second up on the left. Right above the on. 841/48. Is there a C? Oh, sketch the graph. Oh, well, that's not too difficult. Y equals clear, -12x squared plus 11x plus 15. Oh, I don't want 111. Break it. There we go. Delete. Now, 841/48. About how much is that? 10? 17.5? So I'm going to take my window up to the y maximum. I'll go up to 20. -3/4 to 5/3. That should be within the window -10 to 10. I just want to see the maximum. There we go. It's kind of skinny, but you get the idea. Here is 5/3. There is -3/4. And there's your maximum y value, 841/48. Interesting. I like that. Oh, you could have completed the square, but you had to take the 12 out and dealt the fractions. Probably wouldn't have went that route on that one. Anything else before we finish up? Yeah.
Number 9, you don't have to do the same order. Can you tell me what I'm doing wrong? I think I got the first part right, my constant is wrong, and it's probably something really stupid.
On number 9, did you take out -3 first? So you took out -3. What just happened? Did the board crash? It's a little slow for some reason. Oh, okay, you took out -3. Weird. This happened one other time. And then what'd you do? Divided by 2, squared it, you ended up with 1?
Yeah.
So then you had to subtract 3 and add 3. Right? Okay. Did you forget about the -5? Oh, I was writing it on top of a document. So I'm going to take this, cut it in half, square it. That's actually a -3. So that means I have to add 3 to it. So it's going to have to be -3 times x plus 1 squared minus 2. Does that help with the constant? Okay, good. All right, time to finish up. Ready? I'm excited. You ready? Can we what? What'd you say? Ah, day off. Day off tomorrow.
Actually,
All right, this
well, it's not really.
is my favorite. We did that one. That was a dud question. This is my favorite type of equation. Because later on in calculus, I don't give you this equation. You have to know how to do it. So, with that said, I'm going to fix this real quick. Properties, line style. Okay. That's supposed to be actually a squared. So I'm just going to white it out like I've seen people do on other things. Go back to this, hit this right there, and put a 2. There we go. So, with that said, an object is projected vertically upward with an initial velocity of v sub naught. Feet per second, distance s of t, and feet above the ground after t seconds gives you the formula. Why is it -16? We already talked about this once. Why is it -16? What's the dead giveaway? Gravity. It is. Gravity is, anytime something goes upward, gravity is doing what? And down would be a negative. And what's the gravitational constant in feet? No. Not 16. Well, in this equation, you cut it in half. It's actually -32 feet per second squared, I believe. Something like that. But anyway, so it's -16, so that's a tip-off. What's missing is, on this equation, it's supposed to be plus s sub naught. That's also supposed to be there. That's the initial position. So you have gravity. Gravity. You have the initial velocity, you know, the oomph it starts with, and the initial position. I've seen people actually use this equation to try to figure out how many seconds it'll take a math book to drop from Watterson Towers to the bottom of ISU's campus. You know, they work out the calculations like Mythbusters, and they figure it out. And they're really close. They're within like 100th of a second. That was pretty good, they thought. It is. What? It is. So, but they did that. That's how you can use, you know, this stuff. So anyway, in this one it says, if the object hits the ground after 12 seconds, find its initial velocity. Well, they're telling you ahead of time, the object is projected really up above the ground. So it's taken off from the ground, so the initial position is going to be 0. Okay? What it's telling you is it's starting on the ground, it goes up, and it comes back down. Straight up, straight down, and it takes 12 seconds. Is 12 seconds a long time? Have you ever thrown a ball in the air and counted 12 and caught it if it was actually seconds? Are you sure? Have you tried it? You've never tried it? You don't? Well, you should do this sometime. When you're watching golf, Have you ever played golf? Anybody ever play golf?
Putt doesn't count.
All right, putt doesn't count. Golf. What you should do is before the golf season is over is you should time on TV how long the ball is in the air when they hit it with a driver, and then just time it. Then you go outside and you hit a golf ball and time it how far it's in the air. You'll see you'll have a newfound respect for people like that. But 12 seconds, find the initial velocity. So that's what we have to find. That's the problem at hand. And this is a quadratic, that's why it's in this section. So, how would you find it with 12 seconds? Oh, that's t, isn't it? That's easy. Negative 16, 12 squared plus v sum naught times 12. And what's it equal? It equals 0. Starts on the ground, ends on the ground. How far above the ground is the ground? 0 feet above the ground. Odd way of looking at it, but nevertheless effective. 0. So based on that, what is the calculation that gives me the correct answer? What'd you get? 192. It is 192. All right. So the initial velocity is distance over time. It's a rate. So it's going to be feet per second. Is it positive or negative? It is positive because it's going up first, down second. So it's going up to start with, so it's a positive. Is that fast, 192 feet per second?
Usually, yeah.
Really? How many yards is that?
About 2/3 of the ball field.
Is it really? So around 180 feet would be 30, 60 yards?
190 feet, that is 64 yards.
64 yards? Can you run 64 yards in a second?
No, I wish.
No, you cannot, but you still get the idea. How do you find the maximum distance it is? And I do this a lot. I'll time something, I'll figure out how high it is up in the air, just for fun. How do you find that out? How do you find out the maximum distance? We do. S of t equals negative 16t squared plus 192t plus 0 because it's starting on the ground. Now you have a quadratic. Is A positive or negative? A is negative, so it's going to open down. A is negative, it's going to open down, so we do have a maximum occurring. How can you find the maximum? Yeah, you can do the opposite, be over 2a, because my equations won't have 0 in it. Over 2 times negative 16. That's the most efficient way of doing it. Somebody said, well, just put it in 6. Well, that works on this equation because you're starting on the ground. My problems usually start on a cliff, and then they end up on the ground, to throw that off. So what is negative 192 divided by negative 32? 6. See if we knew that. So what's the function value of 6 when you put it in there? That equals 6. So S of 6 equals how much? How much? 576? 576? 576 feet. Is that pretty high? Have you ever climbed a ladder 576 feet tall? How do you know?
They don't make those, do
They
they?
do. So you got to think about it like this. Every story is 8 to 10 feet tall. So you're talking 50, 60 stories. That's tall for around here, but not overly tall anywhere else. Watterson Tower is like 28 stories. Okay? That's a dorm, and it's got 2 columns that go up, and they're connected by cross members where the elevator shafts are. You've never seen Watterson Towers at ISU? They're the tallest buildings in Bloomington. They're easy to see. All right. So anyway, they're 28, so you double those, and that's what you're looking at.
Like freaking
Well, 28 triples 56. That's pretty close. 28 double, yeah. All right. So, excellent. Moving on. We already did the farmer in the field question. Liked it. One of my favorites. In the 40s, the human cannonball stunt was performed regularly by, see, you don't learn stuff like that every day. I'm not even going to pronounce it, for Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus. The total tip of the cannon rose 15 feet off the ground. And the total horizontal distance traveled was 175 feet when the cannon was aimed at an angle of 45. Okay, they're going to use the equation for parabolic flight, y equals ax squared plus ax plus c. Notice gravity isn't the strict negative 16. Why?
There's a force.
Yeah, because it's not straight up and not straight down. It's going out at an angle. Okay? So, is there a question on this? I don't know. There is. Use the given information to find the equation of the flight. What given information? What? That's hard. How would you do that? Well, sure. It says total tip of the camera. The total horizontal distance travel was 175. So they traveled 175 feet. Does it say how high in the air it went? Rose 15 feet. No, this is 15. 0, 15. This point is, well, we'll call it 175, 0. See, this is mathematically modeling at its best. Taking something and putting it on a graph and modeling it out. I like this. When the count is write the we're from there. We're supposed to write the equation. How the heck are we going to do that? No clue. We gave up on. We did. How do we do that? What do we do? Oh, what do we do?
I don't know. We like put it in.
Well, we got a couple of points. Let's put it in and see what happens. What do you say? Are you waiting for me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to do. I was hoping somebody would take the lead on this. Okay, waiting for me. C is going to be 15. How's that?
Why would it be 15?
Well, if I put 0 in for x, y has to equal 15. Doesn't it? Yeah, see, if I put 0 in for x, y has to equal 15. See how that works? What else do I have left? I used 1 point and found C was 15. The next one's just as quick. Yeah, if I know x is 175, there's A. What's y have to be? 0. Can we solve for A? That's the only two things to solve for, A and C. So let's see, that's 180, 90 plus 175 squared A equals 0. Negative 190 divided by 175 squared will equal A. What does A equal? Does it come as a fraction? Looks like it should, but it might be too big. Too what? Look at that! I love that. Make sure I get 20. Negative 38 over 61.25 minutes. All right. So we got that. So that's our equation. Well, what? You put in 2 points. Like that? Well, that wasn't bad. You put in 2 points. You put in 1 point and found C. You put another point in and found A. And you have a calculator to do the rest. 20-ish? All right. Our equation was negative what? 38 over 6,000? Oh, 6,000. Okay. 125 x squared plus x plus 15. That equals S of x, I guess. How do you find the maximum height? Yeah, the opposite would be over 2a. Put that into the equation. What? What's wrong?
You just so
Big? I think that's small, don't you? What? I think it's small, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. How come you're not doing it? Taking a break? Oh, I thought you were taking a break. How would I do this? I don't know. I'd probably do something like this. I'd Google it. Y equals, clear. Negative 38 divided by 6125 times what?
76.
Oh, thank you. Too close to my work. X squared plus X plus 15. Window? Window. 0 to 175. That's that equation. 0 to 175. Do you think he's going to get 20 feet off the ground? 30 feet? 40 feet? 50? He's not going to get over 50. Graph. Oh, he is! Did you know that ahead of time? 50 feet, that's pretty high up there. Second, calculate maximum. Left bound, 0. Right bound, 175. Guess 50. 55 feet in the air. That's like 5.5 basketball rims. That's pretty high. Oh, I did the maximum. Left bound, 0. Right bound, 175. A guess of 50. Second, calculate maximum. I like that. Oh, good. Oh, it's 5 for 10 today. How much time do we have left? We got more than 20, don't we?
22 minutes.
Perfect. We're coming in under budget. I like that. I did it wrong. Anybody else get that? Oh, perfect. All right, ready? 5 for 10. Nope. Ready? We'll do page 1. I'm kidding. Page 169. Yeah. Oh, finish these problems up, and how far are they supposed to go? Probably
I don't think you want us to do the homework today.
49. That looks like a good one. Probably go up to 49. And whatever to 49 on. Oh, look at this. Something new. We're taking a small step forward. I like this. 7, 18, 28, 43, and 52. Woohoo! All right. Hey, that's a good lesson, 24 minutes. All right.